Hi, this is Karen Phelps, and I want to welcome you to the Success Leaves Clues audio. You know, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. What do successful people do? How do they act? How do they think? How do they plan for their success? What's their attitude like? My many years of studying and learning from successful people has literally provided me with the answers to these and lots of other questions. And I'm going to share some of my findings as well as some of my own thoughts as I reflect back on my past success in life and business. One of the things that I know for sure is it was really not much more difficult to strive for success than it is to strive for mediocrity. I guess I'm just one of those people that it's like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go all out. I'm in it. And, I feel kind of like I'm in it to win it. I'm going to do it. And whatever happens, happens. Many people, I've realized that many people are just a few thoughts away, maybe a few steps away, few action steps away from having success they want in many areas of their life, not just their business, but in many areas of their life. Sometimes they lack the courage. Maybe they don't have the ambition. Maybe they're unwilling to get the know-how. Or maybe they just don't have the tenacity. Maybe they just give up too easily. And they find it's easier to give up than it is to pursue a dream. Well, hopefully, if you're listening to this, I hope this isn't you. So first of all, let's talk about how do successful people plan for success? One of the things that I know for sure is that when I look back over my life, as I talk to people that I'm engaged with in mastermind groups and that I study from, one of the things that I know every single one of them has is they have goals. They have a specific goal, and their goals have deadlines for it. So if you're running around and you're kind of, you want something, but you're not really sure, you haven't taken time to write it down, you haven't created your action plan, then it's time for you to get really, decide what do you want. They also have markers. They know if they're on the right course 100% of the time. And if they're not, if they lose ground in one area, they're going to refocus, they're going to reevaluate, they're going to say, okay, well, you know what, I slipped a little bit this month, but I'm going to get back on track and I've got to up it a little bit the following month. They're very action-oriented and they're very results focused. Everybody that I've talked to that's successful, myself, when I'm really in that success mode and there's like no stopping me now type of thing, I'm action oriented. I'm going to be working all the time. I'm very results focused. Everything's in front of me and I am always in pursuit of whatever it is that I'm going after. And the one thing that I also do is, me as well as other successful people, I'm always willing to change my actions if my actions aren't getting the right results. So I'm going to go back and share a few things and share a few stories with you. The first one I want to share is like weight loss. I'm a constant, I think much like a lot of people, I'm always battling. I don't have that perfect metabolism that has allowed me to just sail through life like I want, eating popcorn and potato chips and munching on candy and having hot fudge sundaes and eating all the carbs I want for the rest of my life and still maintain 110 pounds. Well, that is just not going to happen. Never has, never is going to happen. So I've always been, struggled a little bit with my weight. And so I went years ago to Weight Watchers. Now, I'm going to tell you, one of the things that I love about Weight Watchers is they may, pretty much, this is back in the days, I'm not sure if they do it so much now, but they had you set a goal. And even if it was just your first goal of how much weight you'd like to get, to get down to. And they didn't necessarily have it pounds lost. they'd say, what is your desired weight? What is your desired weight? Where would you like to be? And so as I'm looking at that, I'd go, okay, well, let's see, I'm way, they don't even care about where you're starting from. They're like, where do you want to go? And so I'd say, well, this is what I'd like to get down to. So then after I've decided where I wanted to get down to based on my height and my body size and all this stuff, my body frame, then they'd say, okay, well, let's hop on the scale. And now once I hopped on the scale, I knew this is my starting point. Okay, so you're here and this is where you want to go. So let's say you have 12 pounds that you want to lose. So, then it's like, okay, how long do you want to do this? And they're going to kind of give you a little, maybe a guideline that would be for, based on people who follow our program. To this extent, you can expect to lose approximately this. Weight loss is different for everybody. So I'm like, okay, so let's try this. Let's see. I think I can lose that 12 pounds. 12 weeks should be pretty good. I know I'm going to lose a little bit more the first weeks, but then, it's unrealistic for me knowing how I eat, knowing, I do exercise and stuff, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably going to be good at my diet 80% of the time and not so good 20% of the time. So where I would be ideally like to lose 12 pounds, 2 pounds a week, maybe it's only going, maybe I'll lose a couple pounds the first few weeks and then it might go back down to a half a pound. So maybe I might need 12 weeks. I might need 16 weeks. Okay. I'm going to set a deadline for this, though, and I'm going to know exactly what my desired weight's going to be and the deadline that I want for it. One of the things that really helped me and why I always lost a lot of weight and kept it off with Weight Watchers was going to the meetings. When I would go to the meetings and I would get on that scale in front of someone else, it was that accountability factor. And here's the thing is if I was good 80% of the time that week, my weight loss might not be the same as if I was good for 100%. If I really stayed and followed the plan for 100%, every day, then my weight loss is probably going to be a little bit better. So I would readjust. I'd look at what did I do. The other thing was tracking it. When I looked at it, I would write down everything. So I knew just by looking at it, when I write down every single thing that I put in my mouth, when I wrote down exactly how much exercise I got for the day, what was my exercise, how long was it, I wrote it down, and I could look back through that week of writing everything down, and I could pretty much tell you, without getting on the scale, whether I was going to be up in pounds or down in pounds. Okay. Now, the same thing happens with every single thing that we pursue in life. We have goals. We have to have a deadline for them. And we have to know, we have some markers so we know if we're on the right course. And if the actions that we're doing when we've got our action plan, and if what we're doing isn't working, then we have to readjust those actions in order to get better results. All right. So if I'm going in week after week and I'm not losing any weight and I'm looking and I'm pretty much staying maybe at the top of my food intake, then but I'm still doing my exercising, and my exercising is maybe a half hour a day, then I'm going to look at that and say, okay, well, here's a couple things. What I've done for the last 2 weeks has not worked to cause me to lose any more weight. So what I might have to do is, instead of eating at the top of my calories or points or whatever you're pursuing, whatever, okay, instead of eating at the top range, maybe I need to back it down and let's eat at the bottom of this range, and let's boost my exercise from 30 minutes a day to 45 minutes a day. That way I'm bringing in less calories and I'm turning around and I'm going to be burning more calories And so, something's going to happen, and sometimes that's all you need. So that's one of the things. Another thing that I like to share, I always love to share this story, is when I earned my first award trip. And when I earned my first my first sales trip, and it was an award trip for my sales, it was literally making a decision. Now, before I had earned this trip, I had never been a winner. It's hard to say that, but it's really the truth. I guess I shouldn't say I was never a winner. I never believed that I was a winner, and I never believed that I could do something like earn a trip for my sales achievements. And so I first of all had to decide, number one, that I wanted to earn that trip.